On a gloomy winter afternoon, the atmosphere hung heavy with an impending storm, the kind that seems to press down on the world, suffocating it in muted tones of gray. The animal rescue team, a small but dedicated group, was gathered around a table strewn with maps, radios, and the occasional snack. They were used to the calls that came in, some mundane, others heart-wrenching. But the one they received that day was different. It was a plea that resonated with urgency and fear, a report of a cat's cries coming from deep within the silent woods, a place shrouded in local legends and whispered warnings. The silent woods was known for its eerie stillness, where even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Many who ventured too deep into its embrace spoke of strange occurrences, of shadows that danced just out of sight, and a sense of being watched. Yet, the team was resolute, convinced that the cat needed them, and that they could not turn their backs on a creature in distress. They gathered their gear, donning heavy jackets and boots, and set out, their spirits buoyed by the thought of saving a life. As they entered the forest, the path quickly became obscured by a thick mist that curled around their ankles like ghostly fingers. The air turned icy, and with each step, the sounds of the outside world faded into an unsettling silence. Only the cat's desperate meows pierced through the fog, echoing eerily, as if the forest itself were amplifying its cries, drawing the rescuers deeper into its heart. Equipped with sound-tracking devices, the team pressed on, their breaths visible in the frigid air. The cries grew louder, more frantic, guiding them toward an area where the trees stood gnarled and twisted, their branches clawing at the sky. After what felt like hours, they stumbled upon a rocky crevice, half hidden by a tangle of thorny vines. It was there that they found her, a tiny, trembling cat, her fur matted and her eyes wide with fear, trapped between jagged stones. Relief washed over the team, but it was short-lived. As they knelt to free the cat, a sense of dread washed over them. Massive claw marks marred the ground around the crevice, deep and fresh, unlike anything they had ever encountered. The sight sent shivers down their spines, a primal instinct warning them that they were not alone. The forest, once merely an eerie backdrop, now felt like a living entity, watching and waiting. One rescuer, distracted by the ominous markings, stumbled backward, inadvertently uncovering a disturbing sight. A pile of small animal bones, marked with savage bite wounds, hidden beneath the rotting forest floor. The realization of what had once roamed these woods settled heavily on their hearts. Fear tried to take root, but they pushed it aside, focusing on the task at hand. They gently wrapped the cat in a rescue blanket, her tiny body trembling against the fabric, and prepared to make their escape. Just as they turned to leave, a bone-chilling screech echoed through the trees, reverberating off the bark and sending a jolt of terror through the team. It was a sound unlike any they had ever heard, a haunting cry that hinted at something far more ancient and sinister lurking within the shadows. The cat, now cradled in the arms of one rescuer, hissed and squirmed, as if she could sense the danger that lay just beyond their sight. Panic surged, and the team fled, their hearts racing as shadows twisted among the trees. They could feel eyes glinting from the darkness, watching their every move, always just beyond the reach of their flashlights. The forest seemed to come alive, branches snapping underfoot, and the mist swirling around them, disorienting them as they raced for the safety of the outside world. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they burst through the tree line, the cold air of the open field hitting them like a wave of relief. They collapsed onto the grass, gasping for breath, the cat trembling in their midst. Though they had escaped, the sense of dread lingered, a whisper of something unnatural that had been awakened in the depths of the silent woods. The team gathered themselves, their hearts still pounding, but their eyes were drawn to the cat, who had grown eerily still. She stared back at the forest, her gaze lingering as if she sensed a presence that they could not. It was a look that spoke of understanding, of a bond forged in the shadows of fear. The rescuers exchanged worried glances, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. "We saved a life," one of them finally said, breaking the heavy silence, "but perhaps we have disturbed something that should have remained undisturbed." The words hung in the air, heavy with the weight of their implications. As they loaded the cat into the vehicle, she let out a soft meow, a sound that seemed to echo with a strange resonance. The team could not shake the feeling that they had not merely rescued a cat, but had unwittingly crossed a threshold into a realm that was not theirs to tread. The silent woods loomed behind them, dark and foreboding, a place where the echoes of their fear would linger long after they had left. In the days that followed, the cat, whom they named Shadow for her dark fur and the mystery surrounding her, settled into her new life. But the rescue team could not forget the forest, its whispers haunting their dreams. They often spoke of returning, of uncovering the truth behind the shadows, but deep down, they knew some mysteries were best left undisturbed. Shadow, with her knowing eyes and quiet demeanor, seemed to understand that better than anyone. She had come from the shadows, and perhaps, like the forest itself, she held secrets that were not meant to be unearthed.